Listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasoda on RiverBender.com.
Oh,
9:19 and welcome back. You know, my love for Meatloaf, it's a weird one. You know, that one album is just fantastic, right?
Listen, 1,000 times.
Well, with that being said, you know, Dan Brandon and I were talking about the Alton Road Runners because you guys really do some amazing stuff, especially that great River Road run that just attracts so many people throughout the country to come down and really experience this. How's everything going? Track season started already.
Oh, yeah, we've already been through our first two meets, boys and girls, and heading to the second one this weekend.
Dan and I were talking upstairs, Russ, last week, and we were talking about the seasons, and he goes, man, basketball's tough, but once track gets going, I love it because it's nice outside, but it goes pretty quick.
Yeah, but doesn't stop.
So the Alton Road Runners is a club that really has done so much, Russ, and fill me in right now where it sits. How's everything looking for the club?
Well, we've kind of come on in some hard times. Since the pandemic, we've lost some sponsors. Our numbers for the Great River Road Run has been down some compared to what we had in the past. But the cost of everything has risen tremendously.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of in a bind right now.
And it's one of those opportunities where, you know, if the public's able to, you know, help with some donations and keep things going, because, you know, you handed me your calendar of events. What the club does for so many young runners in the area, too, it's just wonderful. Fill me in.
Well, our numbers, you know, we've done a summer running series for kids. This is our 27th annual.
Yep.
So we're basically on our second, possibly third generation of kids running. I've had so many parents tell me last year, I remember running this when I was a kid.
Have you had grandparents yet?
I think we're getting close. We're getting close. So that's what I'm saying. We're close to our third generation. So we've been around a long time and had many, many, many kids go through the series.
And that's incredible. So, how can individual kids get a part of the Roadrunners Club if they're interested and they really want to be a part of something like this? What's the best way?
Well, all of our information is on altonroadrunners.org. Mm-hmm. They can get on there. They can see what we've done in the past, see what's going on in the future. They can get registered straight from that, mm-hmm. and they can contact us, and we'll surely send them information to do what they need to do.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, too, the Summer Running Series, take me through that, because we said 27th annual. Is it just at one location? Does it go throughout multiple?
No, we move it around. The first one is at Belk Park in Wood River.
Nice.
That's a nice setting out there with the lake and everything. So we do what we call our family run out there. We do a run for kids 14 and under, and we actually do a 15 and above 2-mile race out there. So we include, that's why we call it family run. Everybody's involved. Mm-hmm. Donuts by the lake, you can't beat that, you know. And so,
right.
So we have a lot of kids look forward to those donuts. I have to hold them back so you get one after you run. Trust me.
Better than breaking your golf club by the lake, you know.
I know, yeah. So that starts it off. Then the second one, we go out to Gordmore Park in Alton. That's our famous Pee Wee run. Now we're heading to the 45th annual. I got contacted by Road Runners Club of America saying that's one of the oldest kids races in the country.
Is it really?
Because it's just for kids. That one's 14 and under, and we've been doing that, you know, like I said, 45 years. So I mean that's an amazing run. And then we finish that up with our Dash and Splash, our Dash and Glow run. Used to be the Splash when Wood River had her pool, but now it's gone.
Oh, right.
But we changed it to Dash and Glow in Wood River. We do that at the track.
Wonderful.
So we that's a good series. And any kid that does all three of those, we give them have a little ceremony, nice medal at the end of the series.
Well, and whenever we're talking about participants in this, especially, you know, going back to the 45th hit and run, the Pee Wee run.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, is this something where individuals that maybe don't participate in running all that much or on
sure.
a team
We get a lot of first-time runners.
That's what I was wondering.
And I encourage them just to finish. And we're not looking for all-stars. You know, I tell them, hey, if you need to walk some, run some. I do that with high school kids. You know, when they first come out, if they're don't have the experience, that's how I train them. We run 100, walk 100, run 100, walk 100. I do that with little kids, and I explain to all my people to help. I have high school kids and other great volunteers. Just keep encouraging these kids, you know, and that's all you got to do.
Well, then when their parents say something to them, you go, I didn't see you out there running the 2 miles, you know? Well, and that's what I think's great, because you're giving so many of the opportunity, because running's so beneficial. And if anyone's ever done the, you know, I used to get up every day and run a couple of miles when I was in high school with soccer and all of that. And then the benefit you get out of it, both mentally, physically.
Yeah, it's a lifetime thing. You can do it. I was reading about somebody broke a world age group record in the 105 division in 100 meters. And so
that's incredible.
You can run until you're done. I mean, it is incredible.
Talk about bragging rights, you know?
Yes.
Well, and what I really like, too, is the fact that there's a way you spread them across the region, because there's so many different pockets of the River Bend, and you aren't just in one location. You know, you spread them out to make sure that we can really enjoy all the different scenes that we have to offer for our runners.
Yes. Oh, well, the first one, we try to get on the grass a little bit. That's cross country. Second one, we're on the road with the Pee Wee run, and third one, we're on the track. So I try to introduce different types of running too, because you know it's all different.
Well, and if you don't mind me asking, how did the club get established? What's the origin story of the club?
Alan Tutkin, who just passed away last February, a great guy, was a police officer here in Alton. Just put together the club. Co-founded it with another man, and he encouraged people to come out. In fact, he stopped me. I was running one day myself. I was just starting college. I was running, and he pulled me over, and I thought, oh, God, police officer got me. And he brought me into the club, says, hey, why don't you come in and join the club, which I did. But yeah, I thought I was going to get...
That's one way to bring him in. You throw the lights on.
I wasn't going that fast. But he stopped me and said, hey, you join the club. So I joined the club. And he was president for 27 years, and I've been president the last 20 years. So we just try to keep it going.
Well, and too, you keep the cost of all of your events so affordable and that's such a big thing, because in the world of... I just went and grocery shopped yesterday. Yes. They need to have a refinance line over at Schnucks now, you know. But I mean, every time I look, you keep everything the same for.
We've kept it down for years. In fact, you know, I don't think we've ever raised it. We just want to encourage kids to come out, and that's what the River Road was so important to us. We made money for that, and that paid for everything that we did throughout the summer.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you about next. Is with the River Road run, I'm sure there's a cost to this one, because you have, you know, porta potties and all these different components to it. And is there a way that is so what you're saying is the first couple of series help fund that big one?
No, the River Road was the one that
funds everything else. Okay, that's sorry about that.
We don't make any money on the summer. In fact, we probably lose money.
Right.
But you know, that's not. We would just want to get kids out running and throughout the whole region.
Well, and that's what I was wanting to make sure of, because to me, the River Road run, we were talking, you had a lady from Minnesota, was that it?
Yeah, South Dakota.
South Dakota. I knew it was up north. It runs every year, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Well, and how many families do you experience too in that?
Oh, we get them from all over the country. There was one year I looked it up, and we had people from 28 different states coming in. So I mean, they come home for Thanksgiving. It's something they've annually done. You know, it's a tradition.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Jim Wigger from Alton started this thing at the beginning, and then it's come on through. How did
it evolve whenever Jim started it? Was it a pretty straight?
I think he started it with just his high school runners.
Nice.
Just to give them an excuse to get out and run, and it just grew from there.
And did you ever have an experience working with Jim at all? Or?
Oh yeah, he's come back and watched a few races, and he was a guest speaker at our Runner of the Year banquet, one of the first years that we did that.
Really cool. Yeah. And I want to talk about your banquet here in a second, but I really want folks to realize that this is really something that when you support it, you're supporting a group that doesn't charge a bunch. It's just to really get kids out, just to say, here's a new experience.
Right.
Get outside, enjoy, and get some exercise, and now you're off that damn cell phone too, you know?
I know. And you're with mom and dad.
Yeah.
And you're doing something together.
And you're creating memories. Because I'm sure that all the families that you've come across in 20 plus years, I mean, it just keeps growing year after year, and it becomes, you know, traditions and just little memories for everybody too.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I'll go somewhere and I'll see some little kid and they'll look at me and then they'll realize who I was and they'll run up to me. You know, I'll be in Jerseyville or somewhere where, you know, we're up. But it's great. I mean, we have a great time. I have some super volunteers that do this, and they've been doing it for years and years and years. So,
well, how many make up your volunteer list?
There's probably a hardcore of about 10 of us that get out there.
Incredible.
And we've done it so long, we can just go out there get it done. I don't have to go watch somebody do it. I know they're going to get it done, which makes my life a lot easier.
Right. It's clockwork at this point.
You got this, you got this, and then it all just comes together. We do it, and we clean up and sit down and look at each other and say, hey, we did another one.
We got it accomplished again. At 9:30, we'll take a quick pause here. Our conversation will continue with the Alton Roadrunners Club right after this, in the heart of the 618.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. Without Joey.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit RiverBender.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Get over here, 9:32. Welcome back to this Monday morning, RiverBender.com, Alton Roadrunners Club, Russ Colona, right here in the studio. You know, getting back to talking with you, the Roadrunners Runner of the Year banquet is really one of the coolest things because, you know, Dan and I, talk about things that you guys have done, and he mentioned some of the things that, some of the kids that are highlighted and some of just the hard work that's done each and every year, and to recognize them and really have a night, because in a world where, it seems like if you're running, 95 yards on a touchdown return, you get a banquet. But, I always feel like, one of the most hardest working sports is especially cross country, without a shadow of a doubt. And to recognize that's incredible.
Yes, I mean, it's a 3-mile race for those that don't know, and you're not just battling the 3 miles. Some of these courses are insane, uphill, downhill.
The terrain,
and then throw the weather in on top of that. I've run races where it's 28 degrees. I've seen it over 100. So, one of the first kids I had that made a state meet ran in 4 inches of snow up there. And so, I mean, it's an incredible sport. And
are you serious? 4 inches of snow?
4 inches of snow was on the ground when they shot the gun.
That's incredible. Well, and to really have a night that's for the runners too. And we were talking, it's not just, Alton students, or kids. I mean, take me through your roadmap, because you guys have a really strong following.
We've had kids from Carrollton, we've had kids from Missouri, South, Triad, Troy, they come from all over the place. So, it's fun to see.
Yeah, and well, what I think's incredible too, Russ, is just the fact that the running community is so vibrant. Because in soccer, it's a little bit like the same too. Because kids might play in different schools, but play on clubs and come together and do this. But to have an organization like Roadrunners where you can actually have these events that bring everybody together, you don't have to have a prospective runner pay an exorbitant amount of money to run in a specific race. It's just open to everyone, and that's what's huge. I think that's the biggest and most invaluable asset to it is that.
Yeah, and we don't make anything on this summer series. In fact, we're losing money, but we don't mind because we're giving it back to the community.
Right.
I mean, that was our goal from the get-go.
Well, and that's what I think is just really cool. Now, do we have a date set in stone for the banquet?
Yes, it's the November 24th at Alton Bluff City Grill.
Oh, that's a good spot.
Yeah, so it's awesome.
They take
spot.
care of you pretty good.
They got that big room upstairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and now speaking in terms of how we can keep supporting this, because whenever Alton, I think, is one of the best communities for valuing traditions and really getting behind them, and to make sure that we could provide 10 times more or 25 times more river road runs would be huge. Whether or not it's this year is going to be the last. Not saying that or doom and gloom, but to make sure we can keep doing this each and every year. Because hell, I think every one of us want to see this happen until the cows come home.
Oh yeah. What
can we do? Whether it's donating, supporting, sending messages, what can the public do to help the mission of the Roadrunners?
Well, the cost of everything, everything now is just tremendous.
Yeah.
Even like refreshments. Refreshments is probably triple the cost of what we had before.
Mm-hmm.
You got porta potties, you got awards, you got T-shirts. We pay for the police to come out. We pay for the cones and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Barricades are set out, which is a tremendous cost that we didn't pay before.
Mm.
So, but we lost a couple sponsors that told us due to the pandemic they ran out of funds, which I understand. I get that. But if we can use any kind of help like that to help pay for some of that stuff that comes out.
Absolutely. And so there are ways to sponsor the Great River Road Run and all of that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You'll get put on a T-shirt. You give me a banner or any kind of sign. I'll fly it at every race that we do to promote you. I'll talk about you. Before we start the race, I always thank everybody, which I would surely do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you'd be on our website. We have a Facebook page. We have a website, altonroadrunners.org.
It's a nice website. I'm on it now, following along.
Yeah, my son does that, Nicholas, and he's tremendous helping.
There you go.
So
shout out to Nicholas. That looks great. I mean, it really does.
He does.
Well, and what I think, so you have to pay for the traffic enforcement now?
Yes.
When did that, just being curious, when did that start?
Probably about 6, 7, 8 years ago.
I'll be
and when
darned.
we started, it was like $2,100. This year we paid $5,500 just to use the cones and the barricades.
Oh,
I know.
and
it's going to go up next year. It's been going up every year. So I mean that we didn't pay that in the past. That's $5,500 that went towards summer running kids and our banquet. So
well, and that's why could you offer a cone sponsorship?
Well, we got cones for 5 miles, so we got plenty of room.
Well, and what I'm thinking, I mean, just that cost alone, that 55, that's a make or break number for a lot of events. I mean, that's not easy to come up with.
No.
Especially, to just to put it on, for traffic enforcement. And if we can support you, and I highly encourage it, altonroadrunners.org. But if you go to donate to the Roadrunners, there's a tab right there on your website where you can donate now and really help support all the efforts that you guys do. And now, is there any other ways folks can reach out to you if they have any questions, maybe volunteering too?
Yeah, they can volunteer. I don't turn down any volunteers. I kind of maybe run out field my old friends because I say, hey, can you do this? But I really haven't run anybody off. I call. There's guys from college that still come out and help me.
Whenever they know when Russ is calling, I wonder what he's up to. Better he's wondering how I'm doing today. Hey man, how are you doing? I got a race coming up.
They know, it's a good cause.
Well,
I mean,
and that's what I think makes it special too, because there's folks that do major races and they come in and there's all this shaboozy and it's fun to look at, but to really have it, a River Bend centric race in a really Riverbend-centric organization, that's what I get the biggest joy out of, is seeing local folks doing amazing work and doing something that honestly isn't easy to do.
No, people don't realize what goes into a road race. I have people call me all the time, say, hey, I want to do a 5K, raise money. I said, it's not that easy, trust me.
No.
You know, and in doing the river road, one of the things we sometimes have to battle is the weather. Sometimes that weather is colder, and
because especially with the time of the year, I mean, that can get very cold.
It can be cold, and if that wind's blowing down there on that river road, it could be nasty.
What's the coldest you've run in?
9 degrees they had river road was one time.
No way.
The wind coming off that river.
How do you even get through that?
It was tough.
That's what I was wondering. I mean,
tough.
that's just insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all about, and this is why I do the show too, is keeping tradition. And like I said, I'm not saying doom and gloom into the microphone today, but if we can support this and keep it going for 10, 25, 35 years, multiply that by 50, that's a heck of an accomplishment for us to do.
We have one man, Mike Brazier, who started with Wigger, and he's run all 64.
No way.
This would be 65. So.
Well, and take me through too, because I got to ask you this, and I wanted to last time, and I have a couple of minutes. The rich history of running really in the area, because I don't really know too much about, Jim Wigger and all these great guys.
Well, Jim Wigger was just, state championships in the 1960s. I mean, he was the man at that time, and there's been some outstanding runners from this area. So there's many state champions.
Well, and that's what I was wondering, because I know that I have a couple of family members that have done pretty well, but it seems like there really is a rich history in this part of the state when it comes to running.
Yeah, and there's some outstanding. There's a girl over at Father McGivney now that's been state champ a couple times, and she's just still a junior. I mean,
well, that's a good problem to have.
She just ran a 2:11 half mile indoors Saturday, which is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I don't know what the secret is.
She's one of those that's been to the Run of the Year banquet, I said, somebody take my picture standing next to this girl, So.
Well, and take me through the sights and sounds of that. When you get all the kids in the room really at the end, do they look forward to this banquet?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's dressed up. We see each other all the time. We're sweaty, dirty.
Right.
You got all your running stuff on. Everybody's dialed up. In fact, it's hard to recognize some of these
Right,
kids.
that's what I was going to ask.
The girls have the ponytails, they got it all out, and it's a nice event. The parents love it, and the kids, that's their 15 minutes of fame right there. You get to stand in front of everybody, I brag about them, give them a plaque. We have a great chicken dinner there. I mean, it's an awesome event.
I just love this, Russ, because it's just so important. And what I think's really cool is to see the passion that you guys have for this, really, because it takes passion to keep events like this and all the things that go into the summer series and all the meets, but also the November Great River Road Run and the banquet. That's a lot, and you have to really love what you're doing to do it. And I'm such a fan of what you guys do. And with that being said, at 9:41, all you guys have to do, because we're going to be talking to Russ, I hope, as we creep closer and closer towards the summer and getting into these events and promoting the Great River Road Run, because we are getting that 5,500 paid for. That's what, if I have any success today, that's my call to action, because I mean, that is I didn't realize that when we talked last time when we promoted it. And I mean, I would have talked about it, and really tried, because that is a huge cost to keep history going, though, because this is a historic event for the area. This is one of the coolest. And I got to ask you, have you seen any, whenever you're watching this Great River Road Run or any of your meets in high school with the kids, what is the most unique pre-run ritual that you've seen?
Well,
because I've seen quite a few.
Yeah. Well, I used to have a kid that would go over and throw up.
That's what I was wondering. Okay.
For every race, and if he didn't go throw up, I said, "You're not ready to go today."
That's what I was asking. Because
I'd look for him. He'd be over there on his hands and knees in the grass, just barking like a dog, and then he'd get up and run, and then he'd throw up after the race. And if I didn't see him do either one, I'd say, "You didn't do it today."
I had to ask you, Russ, because I know of kids that have done that, and I didn't know if that was a common theme or not. But I really encourage you guys, AltonRoadRunnersClub.org, AltonRoadRunnersClub.org, and let's help for the next couple of years, 10 years, 20 years, keep these events going, especially all of the great banquet, because that is such a cool thing to highlight those kids each year.
That is great fun there.
And Russ, is there anything else I'm forgetting about for right now?
I appreciate you having me on, talking about it. We always like promoting our kids, and I just would really like to try to get some help to keep this thing going.
Absolutely. And if you guys have any questions, we're going to be doing a write-up on RiverBender.com on this as well with the calls to action on a printed form, so you can click on the link and go where we need to. Or for right now, the time being, if you want to start helping out the Alton Roadrunners Club, altonroadrunnersclub.org. That's altonroadrunnersclub.org, and click on the Donate Now tab and help support this great organization for years to come. Russ, we'll talk again soon.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
9:43, a little bit of change. Oh, wait, business time. Before I take a quick break, I do get paid for a living, Russ. I'm not very good at this sometimes. Let me fill you in on Sparks Junk Removal. Denise Sparks, I don't, have you noticed these purple and yellow trash cans popping up?
Yeah, I've seen some.
That's Denise Sparks' trash can. She got about a year ago, Russ, she goes, a lot of people keep saying we need a different option for trash pickup because people were unhappy with the main company around town, and she decided to take on the big guy, and she did it. And for 30 years, she was already the queen of junk. She's helping you clean your clutter out because your neighbor's going to report you to the city, all that fun stuff. Now for weekly trash service, they show up at your door, and when you call Sparks, Get this. When you call Sparks, you get Sparks. There's no call center that you got to get in touch with and hold for 3, and then you got to go to claims. No, Denise Sparks is local. She supports local, and that's why I encourage you to support local at sparksjunkremoval.net. That's sparksjunkremoval.net.